scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. Scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm gonna pop it till I drop, cause I ain't dropping Miss Daisy. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I got a boast, I move like a ghost. Give them that Patrick Swayze's. All of them lost, they knew the cost. I chase them down, I'm the boss. Up in the circle, hitting that purple. If that don't work, maybe a perk. Well, Madison High, that is the spot where I get paid every raise. Sign on my checks with a big X, then get up out of my space. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. All of my shit, always legit, it's just what my mama gave me. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. Call it a win, once I begin, I'ma do it for my baby. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I am the one, hot like the sun, winning the races that pay me. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. Hitting the throttle, popping the bottle, pour it on top of like gravy. It's never a cap, winning the snap, and no one got nothing to say. I'm in every place, taking every race, nobody can get in my way. Tapping the brake, first to the tape, I never knew how to die. Give all the rest, all of my best, all that it takes running dry. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. You think you know how this will go, don't be so goddamn hasty. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'll see you there, blood in the air, victory's gonna be tasty. Crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uests.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about are the ones you love.
131 Retro.
These go to 11.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
James into the top 5 here, despite the fact of not actually qualifying. That's going to be good for him as he continues his quest towards the front. Watching the guys up front as they can see Watson now moving through the field. got to create a little bit more of an imbalance. Speaking of imbalance, got a car wiggling in the back. I do believe that was going to be Eric Dubois. Nope, actually that's Wes Shire that had the wiggles in the rear.
Wes Shire with the wiggle in the rear. And moving up, it's an interesting turn of phrase. And James Watson trying to climb his way up through the field here. I just imagine him doing a little dance when you say that, you know? Eric Dubois just doing a little dance.
I tell you what, there's not a lot of room for dancing down there on this racetrack because these guys are doing the do-si-do quite quickly. Shire now he's got to run, making up for lost times. He's now going to come by Michael Long. Contact going to be behind those two guys. I believe that was Morse and Shire bouncing off of each other.
They have been so close racing since this race started. Morse and Shire have been next to each other, virtually unable to get away from each other. It feels like on the outside there, Wes is just trying to get away from using the speed on the outside of the track, but it's just not quite enough. Let's see now, though. Oh, in this case, it looks like Morse is going to slot in behind Shire now, and that two-wide situation is going to finally dissolve a little bit with the 16 coming out ahead.
Yeah, just like that, Watson made his way all the way up to fourth place. He is still on a run, trying to get to the front. Think he'll get it done sooner than later.
Well, let's see. What's his next battle? What's the next battle that James Watson has to fight in order to climb up to the front?
Next battle for him is going to be none other than the 256 and Mr. Simon Fell. Representing the beautiful state of Alabama, he is.
Yes, indeed. Look at that car. Beautiful yellow livery on that car. The honeycomb pattern.
Yeah. All the way down to the green rims.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Gorgeous looking car. And unfortunately, it is in the sights of James Watson, which means that it will have to be something that of a situation for it'll be a matter of who's faster very soon here, because I think Watson is he slowly closing the gap? I think so, but he's got a lot to worry about right behind him because Drew Bernardi is not giving up the fight.
Yeah, Drew definitely seems like he is dialed in, running this track like not only like a true seasoned veteran, but like someone who truly has something to gain. And if he keeps up that momentum that he's got, contact into the wall, that's not going to buff out, but it's going to be okay. We're going to live to get through that one. I think that was Mr. Pashuski. Wait.
Pascucci. Yep, Pascucci. Scooch. There we go. Ooh, ouch. Another big bang into the wall there. A lot of movement, a lot of lateral movement here at the back.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of things going on in the back, but so far, one thing surprisingly, no cautions just yet. That's allowing these guys to actually truly get out there, and as these tires continue to build up that heat, they're going to actually come alive. That's one of the things we talked about in the keys to the race. Contact right there. Pascucci's going to go around as he was actually right into the back of Mr. Dubois. That's going to bring out the first caution. It's like I almost talked that one into existence. Let's take a look at it. It's going to be on your screen. You're going to see this whole thing play out over again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the way back machine. Oh, did it start with a bang into the wall for the 73? I think it did. 73 lost a lot of speed. 73 lost a ton of speed, and I think he just checked him up. Let's have a look here on board with Pascucci.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
wow. Nowhere to go.
No, that was, yeah. He was dead center in the middle of the track, and the 73 just came of Morse after bouncing off the wall and losing so much speed. Morse was just in the middle of recovery and needed to. I think, in hindsight, if I was Morse, I would have forced the car to stay low and just had to shed some speed rather than let it drift back up the track. But that drift cost Pascucci just about everything there, as unfortunately it did bring out the first yellow of tonight's race.
Yeah, exactly. And only 3 cars actually taking advantage of that, looks like, on the pit road. Rest of the field is going to stay out and engaged. That's got to be also telling about what we can expect to see because, hey, yeah, it is early. Yes, we do have 43 minutes left. 2025, I believe, was the number that we heard for minutes on fuel. So,
yep, that's right.
We're running not at top speeds, probably going to help, stretch that out a little bit farther for us.
A little bit farther. From you throwing on your Northeast accent, your father.
Yeah. You know me, my Northeast accent.
I know you, yeah, with your classic Northeast accent. I always know you, Big Al. I could pick you out of a crowd.
I know
I could hear your voice anywhere.
I got clam chowder just like oozing out of my pores here. Chowder.
Yeah, the first person I think of when I think of the Northeast is you, Miguel.
I know, right? Well, I appreciate that, Joe.
Of course.
Makes me proud.
But it looks like the lights are now off, which means we've got one more to go until it's on. That green flag comes down again. Well, the green flag doesn't come down again, but the gas pedal gets smashed again. And who's going to be smashing the gas pedals up front? Well, that's going to be Brian Labarge and Misha Camargo, who are leading things off here as we get things restarted.
Yeah, unfortunately for them this time, they're going to have Miss Watson a lot closer. He's going to be right there on their haunches, if you will. Space car, he is down out of the way here. Single file restart.
Yeah, I see that. It's interesting. Single file restart tonight. There we go. Green flag, and we are away.
Pascucci just getting back on the racing surface just in time. He is going to be scored some 2 laps down. Miles Morse actually scored 5 laps down. Not sure if Morse is actually still in the contest. But other than that, everybody's still on the lead lap. Watson now moved up into 3rd place. Naiji Camargo is going to be the next victim. Or is he going to be the man that stands his ground there and keeps Watson at bay? Brian Labarge hoping that this battle takes a little bit longer than the last 2 because this is the one that he's actually helped put cautions out again this time.
The battle did not go as planned.
Cautions breed cautions around here. That's one thing that we always say. Not sure exactly where that one came from. An admin caution, he says.
That might be an admin caution. Interesting. Yeah, it's taking a quick look back in time. Let's see if we can pinpoint what happened here.
Ooh, that's Westshire.
Yeah, ooh, that's a piece of Westshire going faster than his car is. That's not how that's supposed to work at all.
Then there's Westshire. That's what's left of Shire.
Yeah.
Left Shire. Just loses it there. Hard into the wall. Yeah, that's gonna take a little bit more than Mondo and Bubblegum to fix.
Bondo, Bubblegum, hopes and dreams.
Yeah, we're gonna need some chopsticks on that one.
Yeah, something to really shore it up.
Yep.
And right now, what we've got is a field that is anxious to get some more green flag racing under their belts.
Yeah, and I was just saying, Joe, that, you know, cautions. Well, first I was saying we hadn't had a caution, which was like, woohoo. But within 5 minutes of me calling that, we've had 2 cautions right now. So, oh, man, I feel like I've been set up.
Yeah, you brought too much karma. You brought too much karmic attention to the race by saying how good things are going. You know, the fates were like, "Oh, really? Bet? Okay, all right. We'll show you what a good time looks like."
Well, now Easy Camargo better get a great start. Otherwise, he's going to let a good time go by him. And Brian, with a Y, is just probably asking why we have to have 2 cautions. Because it's not like Watson needed any help catching up to these guys. I mean, he was picking his way through the field, just slicing them off one by one. But now that he's up here, yeah, what do? You got to kind of lasso this guy in. You want to keep him in the pocket as much as possible, because I had a feeling that once he get out front, he's not going to look back, and then it's just going to be, you know, that same old one hit that just keeps going around and around until it goes platinum.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said too. The one hit that goes platinum is well, it's a noble goal. Lights are off. Here we go. Brian Labarge out in front with Nija Camargo and James Watson angrily heating up his tires in third.
Watson said he's going to get every bit of heat, every joule that he can on the surface there, trying to create that friction. And I think, you know, that's what he wants to do here. Sit down to the inside. Trying to make quick work of Camargo. Solid start for James Watson. Now he's pulled up in the second place. Brian Labarge. Now the only thing standing between James Watson and the lead. And Watson is on the prowl. Hard into the wall. We got one car just went. Caution was going to come out again. No caution just yet.
He towed fast enough.
Wow. But that was rough. I'm going to watch this. He's going to lose complete control and just goes into the wall.
Wow.
That was a hard hit.
Yeah. That was really hard.
Yeah, just like that. Another car drops from the race here. Now we got 3 cars down, as that was Eric Dubois you just saw, who had that untimely event where the car just seemed to snap right and just send him, you know. That was brutal. That was quick. That was fast. He didn't even have enough time to react. But our safety crews did. They were actually out there, got him bundled up off the track so fast we didn't even have to have a caution.
And back to it. I'll go at the front. Oh, Brian Labarge scrapes the wall a little bit, coming away from it, trying to defend against the now rapidly approaching James Watson.
And I'll tell you what, though, the one good thing about it is Brian has definitely got this track figured out, running the fastest lap time last time, as well as the best lap overall of the 20.216. He has actually he's got that leverage. Look at the lead that he's putting on Watson. If he can continue to keep that distance like that and continue turning without shrubbing, I mean, I think he might be okay. Shrubbing.
Shrubbing? I was going to say shrubbing. I like that. I'm turning without shrubbing.
Turning without shrubbing, I guess.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. We saw it a lot during practice here. You get that extra scrub on the turn you got to recover from, and boy, does that take a toll on you though.
Yeah, that's the key. We were saying the guy who doesn't lose speed in the corners, that's going to be the guy to beat. And it looks like Brian's kind of got that figured out right now, as he is really enjoying the lead that he has got over second place of James Watson. That lead now almost up to 2 seconds on the fly. Watson had a solid leap over Camacho, but just was not able to close that gap. As Brian Labarge just now, he got that thing pointed into the wind.
Yeah, he really does. And he's got a crazy good amount of distance between him and James Watson right now.
Yeah, he's actually making time on Watson in it. I know Watson's not laying back because he fought so hard to get up to the front, so he's definitely going to keep his foot in it and try to do everything he can to definitely take the lead. You don't want to come all the way up here just to follow someone's, fumes.
Right now, no one is really following Brian Labarge. I mean, yeah, they're following him, but they're so far back they look like ants back there. Let's look and see what these ants are up to in terms of their battles and how things are stringing out for them right now. Nietzsche Camargo holding off Simon Fell in the 256.
That Fell
trying really hard to get on the inside there.
Yeah, he's definitely munching all over the hind end of Camargo, looking for any opening that he could get. And Camargo, once he lost that second spot to James Watson, he has definitely been distracted. He has not had a moment to just kind of sit and chill, because he went from directly fighting for his life to now, once again, he's fighting to stay in that podium. And this means more to him just a podium. He needs these points. As Mr. Labarge's lead now almost up to 3 seconds, as he is not showing any signs of slowing. Still continuously putting down the fastest laps. Right now, that last lap he had, the fastest was I was going to count that 20.396, but then he puts up a 20.323.
So you got to come on to 323. Look at this situation now. We got lucky that we avoided another yellow, because I think that if we had, we would have really started to lose a lot of the focus that we've got built up over time here. Approaching the 30-minute mark in today's race.
30 minutes, still not quite halfway. We're going to be looking at that 25-minute mark. And also, once we get down to that 25-minute mark, that's when those pit stops are going to start to occur. And I don't know, these guys might be looking for a caution, though, so that might cause them to run a little bit longer, as we've had 2 thus far.
Look at this battle here.
Between Simon Fell and Camargo?
Yep, yes, sir. I'm always intrigued by some of the, anywhere in the field that we get these nice close battles. That's always what I find the most interesting. And we see there that he's nearly following his exact line. He's not changing anything about how he's driving.
But the difference is definitely going to be the person who can navigate the turns the quickest and the most efficient. That's going to be the guy that is going to ultimately come out on top. And so far, it's been the same guy.
Yeah, Brian Labarge here.
Yeah. And Brian continues to get it done. It makes me believe this is probably one of his more favorite tracks.
Yeah, one of his favorite tracks. And it's a good choice for one, too. It's a nice track. Really a nice track.
Yes, indeed. We're coming down to just 29 minutes.
Here's some more side-by-side action.
Almost like it's time for the pass. You know how they say this too shall pass, and well, this is now time for the pass. Fell's been very patient in setting this up. But sometimes the pass is actually the hardest part, man. Catching them is one thing, but actually being able to pull off the pass is something totally different. Because you want to do that cleanly.
Yeah. It's passing is like on the textbook side of things, on the textbook side of racing, I believe it's it's the responsibility of the passer to make a clean pass. Like to recognize if they can't make the pass and then to back off, or whatever it happens to be. It's the responsibility of the person who's making the pass to make the pass clean. Look at this here. Once again, pushing things forward. Can these two eventually get along? Let's see. Right now, Camargo trying his best to hold off Fell. You can do it.
He's done it. I think he's thwarted the attack, and now he's kind of going to be able to get some breathing room here. As Simon Fell goes back to regroup, and now maybe Naiji can actually work towards closing that gap between himself and Watson again without having to focus so much on being on the defensive. That gap there now between Brian Labarge and James Watson now being shown at 4.6 seconds, I do believe. So the one person who is not wanting to see a caution anytime soon is going to be Brian Labarge. The person who needs one, well, that's going to be James Watson, as we're watching now. Simon tries to make his move around the Aji. These two are going to be side by side for a while here. Daiji doing his part to stay high. Here it comes.
Here it
Took a while to set it up, and it's taking even longer to pull it off. These two still side by side. Is he clear yet, Joe?
I think he is. Oh,
okay. I don't
barely clear.
I don't think there'll be a counter. So now,
I think so.
Nope. Now it's going to be all about Fell doing the same thing that Watson's doing. He's got to point that thing straight, try to keep it going as fast and smooth as possible. Try not to scrub any speed off in the corners because that's going to kill him. And he needs all the momentum he can get to keep carrying that thing forward if he wants to get back in this. Now, don't forget, we still have green flag pit stops ahead of us. Barring the caution, those pit stops will occur under green flag conditions, and that makes everything even more exciting.
Let's see, when they were 20-25 minutes in, and we've had a yellow since then. I'm trying to do the mental math on this, it's a little tricky. When do you think we're going to be pitting?
I'm thinking around the 20-minute mark. I think these guys they're going to go as close to the 20-minute mark as they can. That window is already open. We're in there. Remember, we said the cars had 20 to 25 minutes of fuel right now these guys are going to be trying to stay in this window as long as they can. Those 3 cautions that we've had, though, did actually help conserve fuel. 2 cautions, my bad. The 2 cautions that we did have help conserve that fuel, which is going to push that window out a little bit longer. But you can believe some guys are going to be jockeying, trying to see exactly when others are going to pit.
And trying to stay up with when others are pitting, trying to make sure that you're ready and available yourself to get that pit lap in as soon as you possibly can. That's going to be the name of the game here. So these guys are going to probably try to find the pack and stick with it if at all possible. But right now, you can see one person at least who's got no one to run with.
I think he likes it that way.
You think so?
Yeah. If you're talking about Brian Labarge, I think Brian loves the fact that he's riding by himself. Now, Naiji and Simon and Watson, well, they would love to be riding with Labarge right now. So that's their goal. Their goal is to try to catch him so he can at least, hang out a little bit. He's just not even giving them the opportunity. And man, that's rough. Still watching now that gap over 6 seconds over second place. Labarge's tires are active. I mean, he is not in any way, shape, or form is this guy yielding.
Nope. He's not giving in. I think it's a good thing. I think that it makes for much more exciting racing here when you've got someone like I called this with a different person. I thought it was going to be James Watson up here, but then Watson, unfortunately, that lack of a qualifying time hurt him, I think, more than he realized. And now you've got Brian Labarge doing what I predicted for James Watson, just the wrong person.
And I'll agree with you 1,000,000% that did actually affect Watson, but even now that James has been clear, he's still not been able to get the grip and the times that Labarge has been doing. And now for the first time, Simon Fell actually puts up the fastest lap time right there, 0.2 of a second faster than what Simon Fell produced, which is the first time that Simon Fell hasn't had the fastest lap in a long time.
That's true. That's true here. It changes the fabric of things a little bit. We did hear someone just call pitting in.
Pitting in.
So the fabric is going to change yet again.
Who's that right there on pit road? And that right there should be alarming for everyone that's still on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta pit, and once James goes down, I mean, it starts the initial rush. Now I'm thinking that you don't want James to go back out there and to be uninhibited, to just be able to be allowed to be able to just run laps, because if he does that, he's only going to get faster. So someone else is going to have to kind of come in here, unless you're just going to wait and hope that he'll fall off. But I don't think the fall off is that great, not with just 20 minutes left. I think you want to come in as close to the time that he comes in order to be equal to him throughout.
You want to try to match pace. Yeah. And right now, he's not being matched. Basically, no one has been able to step up and say, hey, I'm going to step in with you, and we're going to have this little one-on-one thing that would slow him down. And so having Watson on his own, not worried about that, he's going to be potentially flying through the field. Oh, no! The number 8 with a big slide after a slam into the wall, trying to go down pit lane.
And that's what you don't want to happen. You're going to lose this race 100% of the time on pit road. You're not going to lose this race on the track. You're going to lose it once you're transitioning to or on or transitioning off of pit road. And right here you see Brian greases it up pretty good. Kept it clean, though, guys. For all in all, I'm just going to say that was a pretty good run in.
Oh, I thought for sure he hit the wall before he came in, but no, he kept it clean. Well done.
Fell now and Camargo, the only two that have not yet come down the pit. We're watching these two gentlemen intently.
Interesting choice. Interesting choice. I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it.
Yeah, the tires here are non-existent. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. You know, if they're old or new, you just need the gas to get you through it. So staying out, trying to have fresher tires towards the end, I don't think that's going to be the recipe to win. Come on, Joe. You're supposed to tell me I'm wrong.
I agree.
James would have told me I was
gas
wrong.
will get you through it.
I need James up here.
I was sitting here nodding my head and being like, yes, Big Al is saying very sage-like things right now. I fully agree with him.
All right. Kobe, we need to get Joe in for an evaluation. He agrees with me.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I need to bring a little bit of the yin to the yang. I understand.
Still keeping it going, though. Just 17 minutes here left in this contest. Still got a couple of drivers left to pit. I knew Simon Fell is one of them.
Yeah, and this lack of pitting with less than 20 minutes left on the clock, I think everyone should have pit by now. Everyone should have been within like the 22-minute window. They should have all been considering pitting, and the fact that we have some people out a little bit longer, it has me, wondering if they just didn't get your memo, and they're playing this tires game, and they're really banking on this tires game, but I don't think it's going to be a tires game. Right now, out in front, it's still Simon Fell, but Brian Labarge is technically second place right now. But what is Simon Fell? What is going through his head? What is going through Simon Fell's head right now? So we are down to 16 minutes left in tonight's race. And there goes Brian Labarge now. And now, as this race continues, we see Fell moves down just a little bit there. As Labarge retakes his place at the top of the list, Watson right behind.
Yeah, but as Labarge comes back up this time, he's retaking his lead. Watson's a lot of bit behind because, unfortunately for these guys, man, Brian Labarge, he's winning this thing on and off as he was in the box for 6.2 seconds, by far the fastest. Watson, 7.4 seconds, also tied with Michael Owen for 7.4 seconds. Fell, 7.9 seconds, and then Camargo at a 6.8, and Bernardi with a 7.5. So no matter how you stretch this or throw it or cut it or pull it or yank it, I mean, Brian Labarge, he's just doing stuff that's going to make it hard to beat him. He's doing winning stuff.
He is doing winning stuff. He's a good way to put it. And I think that we just saw a good stat on screen that once again just pointed out that Brian Labarge is doing winning stuff. He's making the winning choices, and he's putting himself in position to win this race. And the strategy that he's employing is paying off in dividends here.
Yeah. It's almost like he's a winner.
Yeah. Almost. But he might be. We don't know. We got to wait and find out.
He's doing the stuff that winners do. I mean, at least on this track today, what he's doing, that's a pretty good recipe. That's a pretty good winning recipe. Now Watson I think he's cooking this beat at a different temperature, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be equally as nice. We just got to see how this thing plays out overall. But right now, it's not looking like it's going to come to anyone. Simon Fell fastest lap overall, 20.295 right there.
That was a cruising lap. That was really fast. Still trying to see if anybody can get down to that level we saw during practice.
No, I don't think you're going to see anything sub 20. I think you probably already seen your fastest times of the race tonight with that 20.216. Worst case scenario, guys are really just kind of conserving, trying to take it easy to get home. I'm looking at the gap now between Watson and LaBarge, and it's even grown now. It's almost, it's over 7 seconds. Biggest it's been tonight.
I'm trying to keep up with where we are with 12 minutes left here. LaBarge is just putting on a clinic. And there's not much to say really about the front of this race, though. Let's move a little bit back through the field and just check in with everyone, see how everyone's doing. Everyone is very spread out. There isn't really any side-by-side racing going on. We have about 7 cars left, right?
Yep, 7 cars left, just under 12 minutes left. That 7th car, though, is Pascucci, and he is now 7 laps down.
Pascucci's a new name, but he did have that early spin that kept him in the back of the field. And here, with only 11 and a half minutes left to go, he's still in the back of the field, but he's still racing.
He's still racing, Joe. And like we said, you just got to be available at the end of this thing. Unfortunately, he's not going to be available being 7 laps down. But if he can come back out here tonight and at least get a solid finish, it's going to work out definitely in his favor. That's going to help these guys. It's going to boost their confidence as well.
A boost of confidence would be a nice thing right now going into the last race of the season, that's for sure.
Coming down to that last 10 minutes of this one. All pit stops have been made. Hadn't seen the green flag, the caution flag in a while.
Let's not draw the eye of Sauron's attention, my friend. Take that ring off.
Plenty of time. These guys are professionals. They're not gonna hit anything.
Not anything. Maybe not each other anytime soon.
Well, the bar's outside.
We have seen some parts on the outside of the track. Some people bouncing off of the barriers there.
And Watson is, he has probably got to be sick to his stomach because he didn't get that late caution, because that would have changed it. At least that would have pulled these guys closer together. But honestly, since the second caution flew and we were back on the green, it has not been a contest. There was nothing really to speak of in terms of challenging for the lead. Brian LaBarge has just been out of the office essentially all day. He's just hard to reach. And that's what we're just going to have to accept.
And guess what? We are down to underneath the single-digit mark for minutes now. This race is going to draw to a close very soon. And, folks, we want to thank you for joining us for the ride.
Yeah, just these 20-second lap times, though, that equals a lot of laps left of racing. but those are also going to go by pretty quick. And we're watching everybody intently, trying to see if there's any issues that anybody's having on the track. And I don't see any short of a driver actually losing control that's actually going to bring out an opportunity for a caution here for us to maybe stack this thing up, get a closer finish.
Yeah, if we're going to stack this up, it would take a pretty severe self-spin right in the middle of the track that went up to the outside almost immediately, that didn't get towed in to cause that kind of self-spin. And then at that point, that car's out of the contention.
Well, look, somebody needed to do something here tonight to keep Watson from winning, and that's exactly what happened. So we got to be feeling pretty good about the fact that LaBarge did do what he did. They came here with a super fast car. They stayed fast all night. They were up front all night. He never looked back. Once he took off on the pole, he's been the only car to lead this thing, and he's doing it with, smashing fashion.
Yeah, well said. Very smashing fashion.
Just had another car down on the apron. I believe that was Drew Bernardi. Man, Simon Fell's pushing it.
He is, isn't he? Still out there, still in third, but Fell out there in third and not pitting. Just pushing it. He's right there. He's there. Is James Watson there with him? Yes, sir. Right ahead.
The amount of pressure that he's putting on Watson almost leads one to believe that he's actually going to challenge for that second place position. Because he really came in with a head of steam right there. Remember, Fell was splitting the fastest lap times with Brian LaBarge. Watson, I don't think he got that honor. But now Fell is saying, hey, look, I think I got the faster car here, guys, and he's gonna go after the assault for Watson, at least here in the last 6 minutes of this race, to try to better his position, maybe get a second place finish. And look, if these two get tangled up in any kind of way, they're battling for second, because Watson's he's not gonna relent, he's not gonna give, he's not gonna concede. He's gonna make him earn it. He's gonna fight him all the way through. Got a little bit more breathing room there, Watson did.
Just a bit. Just a little bit, but, Fell is right behind him. And all it's going to take is any slip up. But Watson does not slip up very often. Once he gets into the groove, he's pretty much set.
And these guys are 10. Right now, we're just 5 minutes left here remaining in this.
That's right, just down to 5 minutes right there. Bing, there's the marker. 5 minutes left in tonight's race. The penultimate race. Oh, no. James Watson just about lost it.
Watson
just about lost it. Wow.
Doing everything he can to maintain his position, but like you said, sometimes he gets a little hyper-focused. But his quick reaction, though, is able to kind of save the day for him. Watson's not used to being in second. Not this. Yeah. There's something awry out here. We got to figure out what it is. There's a disturbance within the force.
Let's nail it down.
I think the only way you could nail it down is by saying that, Brian LaBarge owns this track.
Yeah, he might just have the crown after today. That's for sure. He's had a great drive on it. Held off James Watson, who couldn't quite find the speed to catch up to Brian Labarge. And Brian Labarge is getting so far ahead of everybody else that I doubt Watson will catch up to find the speed.
Watson got a standstill right now. She's going to be battling against Mr. Fell the whole time here going towards the end. So Fell totally is locked in on Watson's scent. And he's going to be trying to make a move. He's going to pull out beside him before too long because he understands as well as we do, Joe, that TikTok, I mean, he is running out of time. If you're going to make a move, you need to be making a move time now. Get there, get wide, get big, make it happen.
Can he do it? Not likely. With 3 minutes left to go, 2 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact.
It's 10 laps. Give or take?
Yeah, it's about 10 laps. Yeah, it's about right. We'll see what happens as Brian Labarge leads him around here. He's a full 11 seconds ahead of Simon Fell.
Brian Fell's making that move on the inside.
Yes, he is. Watson off the wall. Not looking good.
Now, this is going to push Watson up to that high line, and he's going to have to make that work. At least for, 5 more laps. Fell's down on the inside. He is not pushing Watson too high. Watson going to get the runoff right there. Might have enough to cover. As he rotates, still not going to be able to get it done. Fell's still there. This is an epic battle for second place here, guys. This is the battle.
Very epic.
This is the battle for who talks to Big Al. Who wants it more? Come on, fellas.
Well, you better watch out, Big Al, because James Watson is throwing himself around like a bit of a crazy person into some of these turns. You see him go really wide and really just get that car. It's almost sideways as it goes around the corner.
He has to. He has to be completely out of control to be fast to try to win this thing because Fell's right there. And Fell's been consistent. That's the one difference now. Fell's been on the inside. He has been fast all night, having the fastest lap time at least 5 times. So if he can keep that car rotating the way it does, Watson has to get on the edge of the seat in order to try to make this thing work. And there you see it. That's the difference right there. As it coming to the last lap, will Fell have enough left to try to counter? Watson pushing it even more harder. Even more hard. Even harder.
Even harder, yep.
Oh, Fell achieves a dominant position. This could be problematic. Is Fell going to get the rotation? No, Watson comes up high, gets his legs underneath him, and Watson's going to be okay. James Watson looks like he's going to get the second place finish. Your leader, though, your winner, that's Brian Labarge. White flags out. Final lap here to come around the turn. This is going to be nose to nose. See how it happens. Then Watson gets that position. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's gonna call it for you. We're cooking chicken.
Yes, we are. Chicken. Winner, chicken dinner for Brian Labarge after a very, very dominant drive out of him. Some other crazy good driving from some of the other drivers today. James Watson, Simon Fell, just some ambitious, hardcore driving, and then everything got a little spread out. And once we got into that groove, well, that groove just brought us all the way home. And let's look at our winner here as he burns it down.
Well
Throw
deserved
a little
victory.
rubber into the grass. All right, looking good, Mr. LaBarge, looking good. And that's going to be that, folks. We're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, it'll be time for the post-race interview portion of our show, so stick around.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey folks, we're back here at Richmond Raceway for the TNT Promotions Tuesday Night Thunder Shock Series post-race show. But first, the unofficial results. Here we go. Brian LaBarge wins it all after a very, very good performance where he led many of the laps here tonight. James Watson came in second after starting with no qualifying time, worked his way up the field. Simon Fell in third, DJ Camargo in fourth, Drew Bernardi in fifth, Michael Long in sixth, Joseph Pascucci in seventh, Eric Dubois in eighth, Wes Shire in ninth, and Miles Morris rounding out the field in 10th. And the first thing that we're going to do today in our chat series is we're going to talk to Simon Fell. Simon, how are you tonight?
Doing good. How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic, my man. You had a really lovely livery tonight. Before we talk about the race, let's talk about that. What was the inspiration for your livery tonight?
Oh, that's a good question. I've had this one for ages. I'm not sure what it was originally that inspired me. It's been a long time around that one.
It was gorgeous. It had that honeycomb kind of effect on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really lovely looking car. And you came in third place. It was a tough race well, let me ask you, where was it the toughest tonight? Was it tires? Was it gas? Was it worrying about yellows? What was the toughest part for tonight's race from your point of view?
Tires, I think. Just making sure they last. I think that's what everyone was fighting with.
Yeah, just trying to keep tires alive or trying to keep them under the car. So were things getting pretty slippery for you there by the end?
Getting slippery, and I was running behind James for quite a while, which didn't help either, so tires were pretty toasty by the end.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. And so let's see. Was there? Looking ahead, we've only got one race left in the series here. Are you excited about next week's race?
Oh yeah, I mean, Gateway is always an awesome race. It's such a great track in the PM18.
Gateway, that's right. I was just really trying to look up and remind myself where we're going. We're going to Mom. That's where I grew up. Basically, that's right outside St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm looking forward for that. I'm looking forward to that too, my friend. Now, is there anyone you want to give a little thanks to for your race here tonight?
Just thanks everyone involved with the league. It's such a great league and great racing. It's awesome.
All right, Simon, thank you for your time up here in the booth. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you next time. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Fell, our third place finisher. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Big Al, who's going to interview second place.
Hey, James Watson, Big Al up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
James, as always, it's a pleasure to be able to interview you. Tonight, I thought maybe you would have been in a different situation. And I thought maybe you would have won this thing or you would have finished third. But hey, here you are with me. How was this week? How do you feel about this track? How do you feel about the outcome?
It was tough. I've never really done all that well here. It's always been a struggle to find the handling and find the pace. And Brian has always been just utterly lights out around this track. Like here, IRP, Nashville Fairgrounds, you're not gonna touch him. And I got a lot of luck to fall on my way to win IRP, but yeah, if that luck really didn't happen, this is probably what the result would have been at IRP. So I'm not too surprised with the result. He just has these tracks figured out to where not only is he stupid quick, there's just no fall off. And every time I think I've kind of made a step forward into getting close to him and having something that's similar to what he has, he curb stomps us again, and I'm like, well, back to the drawing board. So yeah, obviously anything I put together tonight was definitely still needs work to get to where I can actually kind of fight with him here.
Well, he definitely did great, and you did awesome as well. Just didn't quite have what you needed to close the gap there, and I totally understand it now. But as this season comes to the end, you're still sitting in the best seat possible, James, because you have dominated this thing pretty much round by round by round. I think you won every race but 2. So, yeah, to see somebody else up there, let him have it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely been a difficult season in the fact that I've had to fight through a lot of tracks that I've either struggled with or are not familiar with, as well as having to run in this car, which I really don't particularly enjoy. So to still have the season I had, thank God for that, because yeah, it was it wasn't gonna be easy, and I wasn't thrilled going into the season. But yeah, relieved to still end up putting together a good season, and I'm fairly certain I think I've already clinched it.
Yes.
So
don't say it though, but yes, that's next week's interview. But yes.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a much better season than what I would have expected here a few months ago. That's for sure.
Hey man, congratulations again for not only starting deep within the field, man, but taking the time and the patience to get through everything without causing a whole bunch of calamity. James, you're consummate professional. That's all I can say, man. Who you shouting out here tonight for your second place overall dominant performance?
Gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code Wattsman39 for 10% off at checkout. Binks Designs, Inside Lane Productions, ZS Designs, and Dizzy V Designs, and Control Z Designs for putting together my paint schemes, Icon Sim Racing Apparel, and Megan and my folks at home for watching.
Hey, thanks for watching, Megan. Hey, James, as I always say, don't party too hard, buddy, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Cheers, Miguel.
All right, cheers. Hey, Joe, back to you.
You got it, my friend. I'll take it away, and we'll move right up the field, straight to the top. Brian, can you hear us?
Yes, I can, sir.
Well, hey, we can hear you all the way up there in Victory Lane. You managed to come down with quite the victory, too. You're way out there. What were you feeding that thing tonight?
Adrenaline, fear, and confusion.
A potent mixture. if ever there was. That really seemed to get you way out ahead, though, and you managed to maintain to maintain a fantastic lead during the second half of this race, especially here for many laps here. Now, tell me, when you got the lead, was that where you felt like, okay, I've met my goals and I got to maintain it, or did you think, oh, this is a nice change of pace for me, let me see what I can do here? How much strategy was involved in you getting the lead here tonight?
I think the biggest thing that I wanted to make sure I did was not overdrive things. I was having a very difficult time in the practice session with exiting 4 and finding a good line that didn't cause the car to just lose the rear and go directly into a wall. So I found that, or if I was like, well, I'm in the lead, all right, I gotta like not can't throw this one away. I mean, I've had enough, crap luck, through the rest of the season that I was like, all right, I'm just gonna kind of take a chill with it a little bit and just be as patient as possible. And then once I started to see that, I'm starting to feel like I got more confident in the car as the tires warmed up and everything else, and it was just like, all right, I feel good that the car isn't going to do certain things. And then it was just like starting to slowly just let the car just do that. And then once I found the rhythm and really trusted that everything was going to be kind of safe, I was like, I'm not going to really push this and just kind of let the car do its thing. I just didn't want to throw it away for no good reason.
You didn't. Absolutely, my friend. You managed a great pace and a great strategy there that managed to pull out first place. And
whatever you do not look at my pit end.
Do not look. Oh, right. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna.
That was a little scary.
Do you think that was it for you?
I was very, very, heart in mouth, or heart in throat, whatever the expression is. Because I honestly thought I was just gonna bin it and crash it right then and there. And yep.
Well, thankfully you did not. It might have looked like you were about to, but thankfully you did not, sir. And you got a fantastic first place out of that in the penultimate race of the series. Is there anyone you want to shout out to or thank for a fantastic race here tonight?
Obviously you got to thank Team Watson Racing Setups and all of the good things that organization does for racers everywhere. All that good stuff, and also thanks to anybody else out there who's watching. Thanks for you guys for putting the broadcast on. So there have to be people out there are watching. So hi everybody.
Yes, there are. I'm sure there are, and they're watching you and they're waving back right now, my man. Well, thank you for your time, Brian. We look forward to talking to you soon again, hopefully up here in Victory Lane. All
right, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. That was Brian Labarge, everybody, first place. And that is going to bring the race to its natural conclusion. Here we are wrapping things up outside Richmond Raceway. Big Al, how you feeling after all that?
I don't think that's it. I think we still got one more left in us, man, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold all of my comments. I'm going to defer my commentary until after next week's race because I want more.
You know what? I do too. And we're going to Gateway next week. A fantastic track and a fantastic location. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see these guys go ripping around Gateway for the last race of the series. And I want more too, my man. And we're going to get some more next week. So, folks, if you've been enjoying what you've been seeing so far, remember we've got more of this coming up. The big one, the blast one out of Gateway next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And remember to take a look at the information on your screen to stay up to date with us, get more information on the league, on TNT Promotions, and on Inside Lane Productions here. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's get on up and get on out of here. So, folks, thank you for watching. Much, much appreciated from everybody on the production team here. This has been Joe LoCastro, Big Al, and Kobe Jordan and we will see you next time here on TNT Productions.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.